Hello and welcome to Your Inbox Last Night. This is a super long episode because the world is trying to drown me in fintech and payments news. But I am not going down like that, Jack. I am holding onto this door no matter how many people get fired at the CFPB. Are you with me? All right, here we go. Today is February 14th, 2025. Some quick highlights. The Fed isn't launching a digital currency, so don't expect a Fed coin anytime soon. Musk is trying to either buy or block OpenAI's move to a for-permit model. Big banks are feeling good about a possible Trump return, while the CFPB is in chaos. Starting, as we always do, with popular industry news sources. CNBC reports that the Federal Reserve will not be launching its own digital currency, despite years of speculation. Chairman Jerome Powell confirmed this in a Senate hearing, saying that the Fed's existing FedNow system already addresses many of the issues a central bank digital currency, CBDC, would have solved. This means the U.S. won't be following countries like China in developing a government-backed digital currency. Banking Dive reports that the Discover and Capital One merger has been delayed to May 19th as regulators take extra time to review the deal. Originally, the two financial giants expected to finalize the transaction in February, but approval is still pending. If it goes through, Capital One will become the largest credit card company in the U.S. Banking Dive also highlights growing concerns about push payment fraud, a scam where victims are tricked into sending money to fraudulent accounts under false pretenses. Consumer advocates say the damage is far worse than reported and are pushing for stronger protections for victims. The question now is, will banks or regulators step in to address this crisis? Digital Transactions reports that Zelle handled over $1 trillion in payments in 2024, marking a new record. The peer-to-peer payments platform now has 2,200 financial institutions in its network, with 95% being community banks and credit unions. That means Venmo and Cash App have serious competition. Digital Transactions also shares that Global Payments Inc. is launching its revamped Genius point-of-sale system in May for U.S. merchants, with an international rollout planned later this year. FinTech Futures reports that Stripe is considering a private employee share sale that could value the company at $85 billion. This would allow early employees and investors to cash out even without a public IPO. Turning to crypto and Web3. Glenbrook reports that JP Morgan analysts believe only 66%, 83% of Tether's reserves meet proposed U.S. stablecoin regulations. If new regulations pass, Tether may need to sell off some of its Bitcoin holdings, which are worth over $8 billion, and shift toward U.S. treasuries and cash reserves instead. The weekly stable reveals that Robinhood is now using stablecoins from the global dollar network to settle trades on weekends. This is huge because banks and stock markets traditionally don't operate on weekends, meaning Robinhood is pushing finance closer to 24/7 settlements. The Defiant reports that Arizona, Utah, and Oklahoma are pushing bills to create strategic Bitcoin reserves, SPRs, which could pave the way for state bank Bitcoin holdings in the future. Payments Canada reports that South Sudan is planning to launch a national instant payment system, while Chile's Comisión para el Mercado Financiero, CMF, has approved pay retailers to continue offering cross-border payment services. The papers reports that Robinhood UK has introduced options trading, allowing investors in the UK to profit from market fluctuations. Meanwhile, Revolut is expanding in Spain with new installment payment options for credit customers. Let's check in on some of our favorite substacks. The Pomp letter argues that putting Bitcoin on a company's balance sheet is a winning strategy. especially in today's uncertain economic climate. The payments engineer breaks down payment orchestration platforms, explaining how they combine the best features of payment gateways and processors by offering a single API for developers, the ability to connect with multiple payment providers, smart transaction routing for better approvals, optimized payment processing. FinTech Wrap-Up explores how AI is reshaping B2B, buy now, pay later, BNPL, and accounts payable automation, while also looking at shifting FinTech funding trends. State of FinTech 2024 highlights major trends in FinTech M&A, instant payments, and AI's growing role in banking. The AI and FinTech report is up next. Morning Brew reports that Elon Musk has offered $97 billion to take over OpenAI, but says he'll withdraw his bid if OpenAI agrees to remain a nonprofit. If OpenAI refuses, Musk could still drive up the cost of the company's transition to a for-profit entity, which would cut into the equity available for investors like Microsoft. Superhuman AI reports that GPT-5 is coming sooner than expected, and OpenAI is now focusing on making its products less complex and more user-friendly. This could be in response to DeepSeek's new AI model, which is free to use and significantly cheaper to train. Thomson Reuters has won the first major AI copyright case in the U.S., ruling against a legal AI startup accused of scraping its data without permission. This decision could have major implications for how AI companies train their models moving forward. And finally, Mr. X has some whispers for us. I love me some payments gossip.
JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, UBS, and Bank of America are privately optimistic about what a Trump 2 administration could mean for bank regulations. According to Banking Dive, bank executives at investor conferences believe a Trump-led White House would roll back regulations, potentially making life easier for big banks. The CFPB is in disarray, reports Wealth Management. The agency has been hit with budget cuts, layoffs, and canceled contracts, raising concerns about weakened oversight of banks and fintech companies. Some believe this could favor big banks over community banks and credit unions. The US, Australia, and the UK are teaming up to sanction critical infrastructure that supports ransomware attacks, reports the papers. This is part of a growing effort to cut off cybercriminals from their network service providers.
We did it! We made it through this week and cleared out everything from your inbox last night. We deserve a reward. So, you know what? You guys are so great. Take Monday off. I'll see about getting the banks closed and you all get some extra rest. See you back here Tuesday. I'm Michelle Tivy for your inbox last night. Enjoy the holiday weekend. See you next time.